Welcome to Weekend Review. You know what? This is June. Here we go. You know what June means? A lot of things. You say, yeah, Memorial Day and the pools are open, school's out. But you know what June is also? It's a month where, I'll tell you this, LGBTQ. Yeah, Gay Pride Month. Now, thank God, with righteous leaders, they're tamping it down. They're not giving it the promotion. But there will be events and parades and everything. And you look at that and you say, yeah, I don't know what to do. What are you going to do? Well, you know what? I've gone probably over 20 times to gay pride events. Why? Because, you know, when Jesus saw the multitudes, it says in Matthew that he saw them and had compassion on them because they were harassed and helpless like sheep, not having a shepherd. And he said, pray the Lord of the harvest to send out laborers into this harvest. He had compassion. So in the earliest days, I've gone to gay pride events. Now, again, you got to be careful you don't take children because there can be, immodesty and things like that. And I don't go to harangue people or attack them, be combative and argumentative. I go to give out water. I go to interpret dreams. I go to give various dream interpretation. And you know what I do is I will take the seed of testimony tracts. And folks, I've done this for so many years. So, when I go to a gay pride event, here's one, Stephen Bennett. I was gay. And I'll put this on a vendor's table. I'll give it to somebody. But I just don't stick it in their face. I take an interest. How you doing? Where you from? I ask, take questions, and I try to be loving. By this all men know you're my disciples if you have love one for another. So I want to encourage you. When you see a gay pride event, are you going to pray, intercede? And will you go and find creative ways? How about this one? In Tennessee, and this is just indicative of many, we're ready to go into Bonnaroo. 60,000 people. 60,000 young people. You talk of young people. I go every year, and I go with people. And you know what I do? Is I try to extend love to people. I'll be in a tent with somebody giving a father's blessing. I will interact with people. I look for lonely people. And you can see them. If there's a forlorn, a poet once said, the mass of humanity live lives of quiet desperation. And it's true. People project an image. But I've done this for many years. I looked the other day and I saw, here's one of my first tracts. And you know what? Probably 50 years ago. A little testimony track. And then, of course, many of you have seen the one that I do. But I want to encourage you. Cheon, my dear friend, Dr. Cheon, he went to a rock concert. And when he was there, God singled him out. Two guys were there, ambassadors for Christ. And they said to him, you don't belong here. Come on, you need to leave. He didn't know what was going on. He left. Shortly thereafter that, he came to Christ. God can place people in particular places. We just had in Nashville. We had one of the major rock groups. You know how many young people were there, primarily young? 100,000. 100,000. You ever hear Metallica? And man, 2 nights filled a stadium almost both times. But somebody told me, they said, well, I was there. I saw a young guy. He was just kind of there. He looked lonely, all by himself. And this person said, I just went, said, hey, how you doing? And are you okay? Took an interest, engaged in that. See, you build a little bit of a bridge. Greg Lowry, remember the movie Jesus Revolution? Remember somebody invited him to a big event and he went. He didn't know what was going on. So this can be something. People are there. They're looking for truth. They're hurting. They're lonely. Yes, they can take drugs and all that, but you could be one. And I love a track because if you could say, hey, here's a little something tells you my spiritual journey. When you get home later or whatever, check it out. And then you pray that God, through the proclamation of the word, can draw people to himself. So we're in a time where summer, music, events, and big, big events. And I want to encourage you, pray for those that go. If you're a pastor, get with an evangelism team in your church. Get behind it. Take up an offering to be able to give water in there. And then go there and believe God like I do. I say, God, give me divine appointments. Steps of a righteous man are ordered by the Lord. And Ephesians 2 says, we are his workmanship. And I end with this. Established unto good works that God ordained in advance that we walk in them. I go in there in faith and I talk, engage, love, serve, give out some information. I want to encourage you. This is June. Here we go. It's our greatest hour.
Hey friends, if you felt this video was helpful, make sure you like and subscribe so you get notified once new videos become available. Thanks.